Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and you're watching TTV News with some latest events in the province. And now coming to details. Ladies and gentlemen, on the morning of June 30, the Bronzo Party Committee held the 28th Bronzo Party Executive Committee meeting. Secretary of the Bronzo Party Committee, Chairman of the Bronzo People Council, Nguyễn Thành Tâm, chaired the conference.
Co-chairing the conference, there also were Deputy Secretary Provincial Party Committee Phạm Hồng Thái, Nguyễn Thanh Ngọc, and Mr. Nguyễn Mạnh Hùng. At the conference, the delegates heard the decision of the Secretariat of the Party Center Committee on Personnel Work, accordingly appointing Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Tùng, Secretary Provincial Youth Union, and Ms. Huỳnh Thị Hồng Nhung, the Chief of Office of Provincial Party Committee, to join the Party Committee of the Province for the 2020 to 2025 term. And at the same time, delegates were able to thoroughly understand and implement Resolution number 81 in 2023 of the National Assembly on the National Master Plan period of 2021 to 2030 with a vision to 2050. The Provincial Party Committee also commented on the situation and results of the leaderships in performing the tasks in the first 6 months of the year. The conference also said that the economic growth rate in the 6 months was lower than expected and lower than the growth rate of the same period. The shortage of human resources in the health sector has not been fundamentally resolved. Digital transformation has not yielded clear results yet. And as reported previously, the 28th Provincial Party Committee meeting focused on analyzing, evaluating, and proposing many measures to implement and achieve the targets set by the resolution in 2023. The conference agreed to assess that in the first 6 months of the year, the Provincial Party Executive Committee and Provincial Party Standing Committee have led, directed, and implemented basically fully and comprehensively the contents, the tasks, instruction, and guidelines in the resolution of the Provincial Party Committee. The achieved results have quite accurately reflected the potential and operating conditions of the whole political system in recent times. In general, the indicators have growth, especially in economic terms. However, this growth is lower than the planned schedule we set out, and thus it poses great difficulties and challenges so that we have to focus our efforts in organizing and implementing in order to achieve the highest level of targets, specifically economic targets for the development, and thereby the problem of ensuring the requirements of the social security in other fields, national defense and security can be ensured. Agreeing with the key tasks that have been set out in the last 6 months of the year, the Provincial Party Secretary and Chairman Provincial People's Council Nguyễn Thành Tâm also called on the entire party to try hard to complete the tasks and target at the highest level. As reported by the committee and some localities, it is also confirmed that the planned targets, especially in terms of growth and development of industry in the field, will be difficult to achieve. As our province has set growth for 8%, it will be difficult to achieve, but try to achieve from 7 to 7.5%, so we will try our best to achieve at the highest level. The Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee also suggested that all levels of the Party Committee should identify justifiably the shortcomings and limitations through leadership, direction, management, and administration in the first 6 months of the year in order to take remedial measures effective in the last 6 months of the year. Particularly for the economic field, the Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee suggested that all levels, branches, units, and localities should focus on closely following the situation of production and business activities for enterprises and people in order to promptly implementation, support businesses and the people to overcome difficulties, should stabilize the production and business situation.
In the afternoon of June 29, the Inspection Committee of the Bronzo Party Committee held a conference to review the inspection and supervision work in the first 6 months of the year and set out direction for the last 6 months of the year.
Attending the event, there were Mr. Thái Văn Lịch, Deputy Director of the Department of the 7th Area, the Central Inspection Commission, Mr. Phạm Hồng Thái, Standing Deputy Secretary, Provincial Party Committee, Head of the National Assembly Delegation of the Province, and Mr. Võ Văn Sớm, Member of Standing Committee of Provincial Party Committee, Chairman Provincial Party Committee's Inspection Committee, chaired the conference. In the first 6 months of the year, the Inspection Committee at all levels in the province had focused on advising the Party Committee to organize, promptly, fully, and effectively implement the regulations, decisions, guidelines, and conclusions of the Party Center Committee on the Inspection, Supervision, and Discipline of the Party, and proactively promulgates documents on leadership, direction, and implementation guidance in accordance with the regulations on the center government and the actual situation of the locality. In the first 6 months of the year, the party committees on level inspected for 142 party organizations, and through inspection, there were 33 party organizations that violated violations, but not to the extent that they had to be disciplined. They asked for review and lesson learned, and there are 102 party members violating the law, and 13 party members must be disciplined. And speaking at the conference, Mr. Phạm Hùng Thái, Standing Deputy Secretary, Provincial Party Committee, head of the National Assembly Delegation of the province, recognized and praised the results that the party inspection branch of the province has achieved in 6 months in the beginning of the year. At the same time, direct inspection committee at all levels to be proactive, strive, make more efforts to overcome limitation, implement well the direction and tasks set out in the last 6 months of the year.
In the morning of June 30 in Tây Ninh, the Vietnam Cassava Association held the third Congress, the period of 2023-2028.
Attending the meeting, there also were representatives of the embassies of Laos and Thailand, Cassava Association of Thailand and China, leaders of the Department of Crop Production in relevant localities and units. On the side of leaders of the province, attending the meeting, there was Mr. Võ Đức Trong, Standing Vice Chairman of Provincial People's Committee. In the period of 2018 to 2022, the export turnover of cassava has nearly doubled compared to the previous period and reached $1.5 billion. The average yield also increased by over 9%. The cassava growing area continued to be stable at 50,000 hectares per year. In the fields of cassava seed production, the Institute of Agricultural Genetics has implemented a model of new cassava varieties resistant to leaf mosaic disease in 3 ecological regions of the South, the Central Highlands, and also the Central Coast of Vietnam. And of these, there are currently 5 varieties announced for circulation. Speaking at the Congress, Standing Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Võ Đức Trong, affirmed that the cassava industry has been operating in the direction of increasing the value of cassava roots, reducing the cost of farming and processing down to the lowest level, as well as diversifying cassava products after processing also. The Congress elected for 13 members of the Standing Committee of the Vietnam Cassava Association. Mr. Nghi Minh Tiên was trusted to be re-elected as President of the Vietnam Cassava Association for the term of 2023 to 2028. And the information from the Standing Committee Against Smuggling, Commercial Frauds, and Counterfeiting of the province has shown that in the first 6 months of 2023, the total import and export turnover through the province management has decreased over 36% over the same period. Specifically, the total import-export turnover through the province management reached for $7 billion and much lower than $11 billion in the first 6 months of 2022. In which the export turnover only reached for $3.7 billion, down to nearly 30% compared to the same period. The import turnover decreased over 43% and reaching just over $3 billion. The province's main export products are steel, food, household goods, ready-to-wear clothing, natural rubber, footwear, raw materials for export production, agricultural products, and processing, etc. In the fields of combating smuggling and illegal cross-border transportation of goods, in the first 6 months of the year, the Customs Force detected and arrested for 144 cases over 144 subjects, with a value of materials evidence being over 1.8 billion Vietnam dong. The main violations are the violation of customs control, the customs procedures, counterfeit goods, infringing intellectual property rights. And on the morning of June 30th, the Provincial Youth Union held a forum of dedication, aspiration, youth life, and praised typical advanced collectives and individuals who were rewarded in learning and following ideology of Ho Chi Minh's priority, ideology, and style in 2023. Sharing at the forum, the union officials and union members and the youth have come up with many solutions to promote the young people's desire for dedication, propose new models, good practices that contribute to changing the awareness and lifestyle of the young people, thereby improving the political character of union members and the pioneering and exemplary character of the union's cause. At the forum, the Standing Committee of Provincial Youth Union has also approved a number of achievements that the youth of the province have achieved in the first 6 months of 2023, and on this occasion, the Provincial Youth Union also prized 2 collectives, 7 individuals, and 17 new models, good practices in the TayNinhTV youth movement, to study and follow Ho Chi Minh's morality, thoughts, and style. On the morning of June 30th, the women unions held a conference to review the association work in the first 6 months of the year and reward the president of the association for the excellent performance in a special evaluation sections to celebrate the 75th anniversary of Alcohol's speech, calling for patriotic evaluation. In the first 6 months of the year, the women unions at all levels in the province has many outstanding results, along with many meaningful works, thoughts, and actions for the women and children also. Typically, the Women's Union of Goyao District of TayNinhTV City and Hoa Thanh Tao have successfully advised policies to support grassroots association staff with the difficult circumstances by year and period, with a total budget of 385 million Vietnam dong. Thereby, it has actively contributed to the construction of new rural areas and civilized cities, supporting and caring for the women and children also. On this occasion, the provincial women unions rewarded for 7 collectives and 3 individuals with outstanding achievements in a special evaluation route to celebrate the 75th anniversary of Alcohol's appeal for patriotic evaluation, recognizing, praising, and rewarding individuals and typical good grassroots precedents in 2023. And also on June 30th, the Women Unions of TayNinhTV Province and the State Bank of Vietnam branch in TayNinhTV Province signed a coordination plan for the period 2023 to 2027. In the past time, the Provincial Women's Union and Association at all levels have signed and coordinated with banks and the State Bank to have the women's members have convenient access to loans, the low interest rates, and up to now, the outstanding loans entrusted to women unions of banks have reached over 1,400 billion Vietnam dong. The signing of a cooperation program between the Provincial Women Unions and the State Bank of Vietnam branch in the TayNinhTV Province for a period of 2023 to 2027 is expected to contribute to promoting gender equality, implementing the global financial national representation, creating the conditions for the women to access financial and credit services, and perform the social security work also.
Ladies and gentlemen, horseback riding is an interesting sport activity that has to move the body and provide high entertainment. It is also a new experience for visitors when coming to TayNinhTV.
Although it has just been put into operation, the TayNinhTV Equestrian Club located on the banks of West Canal in the area of Ninh Bình neighborhood, the center of TayNinhTV City, has quickly attracted the attention of visitors, interest of many residents, and also the tourists. Mr. Phạm Hoàng Nam, the founder of the TayNinhTV Equestrian Club, said that the sports of riding horse or equestrian sports has existed in some provinces and cities, but in TayNinhTV Province it is a new type. Having a passion for horses and a desire to develop his equestrian sport right in his homeland, contributing to the development of tourism in the province, Mr. Nam decided to embark on horse breeding and founded the Equestrian Club. And currently he is racing for 8 horses that have been trained to tame for riding and pulling cars. Before riding, everyone will be able to see and get acquainted with the horses. And of course, throughout the experience, there are many always coaches with you. I also want such a playground to be more concentrated and safe for the children to do sports, also create the conditions for the local friends and to have the local products to get the jobs. And this summer, many tourists inside and outside the province have come to the club to experience the feeling of horseback riding that has only been seen in movies before. Swinging on horseback, watching Padang Mountain, and discovering the majestic and beautiful natural landscape right at the foot of the mountain, and these will be surely very interesting experiences. Due to some information on the Facebook platform, on the internet platform also, the young people come here to visit. I find it is a new development model of tourists of relaxing, and riding a horse is also fun. I want to develop more faster, and I can go a little more and can let guests ride by themselves. I heard that there is an ecotourism area for horseback riding here. I came here and found it very interesting. I also wanted to make the movement bigger and contribute to the development of the Ninh tourists, especially the Ninh province in general. Regarding the future direction, Mr. Nam said he will send his staff to specialize training on horses to make them more professional and methodical. Since then, developing equestrianism in the Ninh province in the direction of professional sports, not just at the current level of experience. I also maintain this whole profession of breeding horse as a traditional profession from the past to now. And secondly, I also want this profession to develop more and more, and also want to contribute a small part of the locality for the city as well as the community. And at the weekend, you don't have to go far. Right in the heart of the city, you can enjoy the fresh air leisurely on horseback, along with other types of tourism being exploited in the Ninh province. Horse riding experience promises to bring visitors near and far an interesting and new feeling about horse riding.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for watching and see you next time.